If your penis no longer gets hard like it used to, if you're waking up tired even after a full night's sleep, if you're pulling away from your wife not because you don't love her, but because you're ashamed, frustrated, or just plain gone numb, then I need you to hear this. It may not be aging. It may not be your heart, your hormones, or your prostate. It could be something far simpler, something most doctors never test for, something your body is silently screaming for. I'm Dr. Natalie Azar, and for over 30 years, I've sat across from men just like you, men who thought their best days were behind them, sharp, proud men, men who built lives, raised families, led teams, now quietly wondering, why don't I feel like a man anymore? And what I've learned is this: you're not broken, you're not done, you're likely just missing 3 essential vitamins, ones that control your energy, your blood flow, and your ability to get and keep a strong erection. Today, I'll show you exactly which ones they are, how to take them the right way, and the one mistake that's probably canceling out everything you've tried so far. This isn't about magic pills. It's about giving your body what it needs to come back to life, starting tonight. Let me be honest with you, because I've spent over 30 years as a men's health specialist, sitting across from men just like you, and I've heard it all. The quiet sigh, the look in your eyes when you say, "Doc, I still want to be close to my wife. I still feel that pull, that desire, but my body just won't answer." That moment, it stays with me. Because what you're experiencing isn't failure, it's not weakness, and it's certainly not just getting old. Low energy, weak erections, the slow fade of drive, these aren't normal. They're not something you just have to accept. They're symptoms, loud, clear signals from your body telling you something is off. And the truth most doctors won't take the time to explain is this: you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed like a machine that's worn out. You're a man whose body is starving for what it needs to function, real, deep-down function. I've seen it thousands of times in my clinic. Sharp, proud men, men who've led lives of discipline and strength, now feeling invisible in their own skin, not because they've lost the will, but because they've lost the fuel. It's not about desire. It's about circulation, stamina, and hormone support. Your blood isn't flowing like it should. Your cells aren't producing energy efficiently. Your testosterone is dipping, not because you're 60 or 70, but because your body isn't getting the raw materials it needs to make it. And here's what so many miss: the fix doesn't start with a prescription pad. It starts at your kitchen table. It starts with sunlight on your skin, with the food you choose, with the right vitamins, specifically the right forms your aging body can actually absorb and use. I've watched men walk in here defeated, only to come back weeks later with tears in their eyes, not because they got a harder erection, though they did, but because they feel like themselves again, because they woke up with energy, because their wife looked at them differently. And it wasn't a drug, it was correcting a deficiency they didn't even know they had. You're not done. You're not over the hill. You're undernourished. And that we can change. Let's talk about what really happens when you're trying to get an erection. It's not just a moment of desire, it's a full body event. Your brain sends the signal, your nerves fire, your blood vessels relax, and a surge of blood rushes in. But if just one part of that chain breaks down, the whole thing fails. And the truth is, most men over 60 aren't lacking desire, they're lacking the biological foundation to follow through. That's where these 3 vitamins come in, not as quick fixes, but as the very chemistry your body needs to perform, to circulate, to feel alive again. Vitamin D is your circulation spark plug. It's not just for bones, it's a key that unlocks your body's ability to make nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to open up and let blood flow freely, especially where it matters most. Without enough D, your circulation slows, your energy drops, and intimacy becomes a struggle instead of a connection. Over 40% of older adults are deficient, often without knowing it. Men who eat well, exercise, and still feel like their bodies are letting them down. That's not aging. That's starvation at the cellular level. Then there's vitamin B12, your energy generator. This isn't just about staying awake through dinner. B12 converts the food you eat into real, usable fuel. It helps your body make red blood cells, the tiny carriers that deliver oxygen to your brain, your muscles, and yes, your penis. But here's the problem. As you age, your stomach produces less acid, which means you can't absorb B12 from meat, eggs, or dairy like you used to. So even if you're eating right, you could still be running on empty, tired, foggy, disconnected, wondering why you can't muster the stamina you once had. And then there's vitamin E, your fertility defender. This one's quietly powerful. It's a natural antioxidant, fighting the inflammation and oxidative stress that silently damage your blood vessels and age your body from the inside out. Without it, your vessels stiffen, your circulation weakens, and your testosterone starts to slip. But with enough vitamin E, you're protecting not just your heart, not just your hormones, but your very masculinity. It keeps your blood flow strong, your tissues healthy, and your drive supported. These aren't just vitamins in a bottle, they're the foundational pillars of your energy, performance, and erections after 60. This isn't magic. It's your body finally getting what it's been asking for. Let's talk about the 3 essential vitamins every man over 60 needs to get back what you've been missing: energy, performance, and strong, natural erections. And more importantly, how to take them the right way, because doing it wrong means you'll see no results, no matter how disciplined you are. First, vitamin D, your circulation spark plug. This isn't just about bones. Vitamin D acts like a hormone in your body, directly fueling the production of testosterone and nitric oxide, the molecule that opens up your blood vessels and allows blood to flow freely, especially to the penis. Without enough D, your circulation slows, your energy drops, and intimacy becomes a struggle instead of a connection. Most men over 60 are deficient, not because they're careless, but because you spend less time in the sun, your skin thins with age, and your body just doesn't make it as efficiently. I remember Paul, a 67-year-old who came in frustrated, telling me, "Doc, I still want to be close to my wife, but my body won't cooperate." We checked his levels, critically low. Within weeks of adding 15 minutes of morning sunlight, eating more salmon and fortified dairy, and taking 2,000 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, not the weaker D2, with a meal containing fat for better absorption, he felt like a new man. His energy returned, his erections came back, and he said, "I feel like I'm present in my own life again." Then there's vitamin B12, the energy generator. You might be eating well, sleeping enough, but still feel drained, foggy, disconnected. That's B12 deficiency, and it's silent, widespread, and often missed. B12 helps your body convert food into energy and create red blood cells that carry oxygen to your brain, muscles, and sexual organs. But as you age, your stomach produces less acid, so you can't absorb B12 from meat, eggs, or dairy like you used to. And here's the trap. Most men take cyanocobalamin, a cheap, synthetic form that your body struggles to convert. You need methylcobalamin, the active form. That's what Robert, a 72-year-old retired firefighter, started taking, 1,000 micrograms daily, sublingual, so it absorbs directly into his bloodstream. No more afternoon crashes, no more mental fog. He went from barely making it through dinner to hiking with his grandkids, fully present with his family. He told me, "I didn't just get my energy back, I got my confidence back." And finally, vitamin E, the fertility defender. This one's often overlooked, but it's critical. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that fights inflammation and oxidative stress, the silent forces aging your blood vessels and lowering testosterone. Without it, your circulation weakens, your drive fades, and even the most disciplined men like James, a 70-year-old retired pilot, start to feel off. He ate well, exercised, but said, "I don't feel like a man anymore." We added vitamin E, not the synthetic kind, which your body can't use effectively, but natural D-alpha tocopherol, or better yet, food sources. A handful of almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, or a drizzle of olive oil on your salad every day. If you need a supplement, 400 IU of natural vitamin E can help, but only if your diet is low. Within weeks, James felt stronger, sharper, more connected. His words, "I feel like myself again." These three, D, B12, E, they're not magic, they're medicine. And when you take them the right way, consistently and in the right forms, you're not chasing youth. You're reclaiming function. You're giving your body what it's been silently asking for. You could be taking the right vitamins, D, B12, E, and still get zero results. And if that's happening to you, it's not your fault. It's because most men over 60 are making one critical mistake that silently cancels out everything. They're taking cheap synthetic forms their aging bodies simply can't use. I've seen it countless times in my clinic. Men like Gerald, 74, who came to me with a bag full of supplements, doing everything he thought was right, yet still feeling tired, foggy, and disconnected. He said, "Doc, nothing's improving down there." And when we looked at his bottles, it was clear why. He was taking cyanocobalamin for B12, a form that requires strong stomach acid to convert, something most men over 60 don't have. Your body can't use it. You need methylcobalamin, the active form, that absorbs directly and fuels your energy. He was taking D2, not D3, the weaker, less effective version, and his vitamin E, synthetic, labeled DL-alpha tocopherol, which lacks the full spectrum your body needs to protect blood vessels and support testosterone. Even worse, he was taking them inconsistently, once or twice a week when he remembered. But your body doesn't rebuild on hope, it rebuilds on rhythm, on daily, high-quality support. When Gerald switched to the right forms, D3, methylcobalamin, natural D-alpha tocopherol E, and took them every single day, something changed. Within weeks, he said, "I feel like a man again." Not because he did more, because he did it right. So tonight, do this. Pull out your supplements. Check the labels. If they're synthetic, if they're cheap, if you're not taking them daily, replace them. Your body isn't asking for miracles. It's asking for the right tools. Give them to it. Start tonight. If you've made it this far, I want to speak to you, not as a doctor, but as a man who spent over 30 years sitting across from men just like you. Men who worked hard, raised families, built lives, and now, in the quiet moments, wonder, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? That question isn't weakness, it's courage. It means you're still fighting, still caring, still wanting to show up for your health, your partner, your life, and that matters. We've covered the 3 essentials: vitamin D to open your blood vessels and bring back strong, natural erections, vitamin B12 to reignite your energy and mental clarity, and vitamin E to protect your testosterone and keep your circulation strong. But knowing all this means nothing if you don't act on it. The real power isn't in information, it's in choice. The choice to take that supplement daily, to walk in the morning sun, to eat with purpose. You are not too late. You are not done. At 60, 70, even 80, you still have time to feel strong, desired, and fully alive without apology. If this helped you, hit like. Let the algorithm know this message matters. Share it with a brother who's pulling away, who's tired, who's stopped believing it can get better. Subscribe and turn on the bell, because we're building something here. A brotherhood of men who refuse to fade quietly. In the comments, tell me, what will you start with? D, B12, or E? Or what do you want me to cover next? Your voice shapes this channel, because you're not just watching, you're rising, and I'm honored to walk this path with you. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.